Simply Simple Stamping. Welcome to the April 2016 Let's Get Creative. Guys, today's project is so sweet, so easy to do. In fact, I really used very little cardstock to create this project, so I think you're going to love that. Not a lot of complicated cutting. What we've got here is a little tea dispenser. Is that awesome? So a wonderful little gift for mom or just maybe a teacher at the end of the year. We've got a lot of different options to use this in the coming months. So let's get started with our project. So you want to pick your cardstock and your designer paper. Of course, we want those to kind of match up and be real pretty together. Most of the cardstock is not going to show, but we still want it to look nice. I'm going to go with mint macaron, and then I am using the Birthday Bouquet Designer Series paper. This piece is cut 6 inches by 12 inches, so just have to cut a sheet in half. And so you're going to be able to get 2 of the tea boxes out of 1 sheet. We're going to bring in our Simply Scored board, and we're going to do some scoring. So again, just an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. I've got the 8.5 inch end up at the top. Guys, if you'll just score down 2.5 inches, then let's rotate that around. And now we're going to score with the 11 inch up at the top. We're going to score at 3 inches. We're going to score at 5.5 inches and 8.5 inches. Could it be any easier? I think not. Okay, we're going to do just some simple cutting. Guys, these score lines right here, these 3, we're going to go ahead and give them a cut. All right, so those have all been cut, and you can see I've also come in with my bone folder, and I gave all of my score lines a nice crease. Now, we do need to do a little bit of prep as we come in. We're going to go ahead and adhere our designer series paper to the box. But one thing I want you to know is if we just adhered this down and tried to fold it, this paper would buckle. So I'm going to share with you a little trick to get your paper to lay nicely, not buckle, and then we're going to do just a little opening right here. To adhere the paper, you can either use fast fuse or the tear and tape, whichever one makes you happy. I know some people have a love-hate relationship with fast fuse. I happen to love it. Guys, you're going to see we have a large panel and a narrow panel, a large and a narrow. We want to work with this narrow panel, so make sure you're working with the right one. I'm going to put fast fuse at the top, and then I'm going to add fast fuse down the side. But I'm not going to actually put it here. We're going to be cutting this out, so there's really no need. Now, I am going to put maybe, I'm probably about 1 inch up. Again, like I said, this is going to be notched out, so I'm just going to give myself a little adhesive right there. Now, I'm going to adhere. Remember, this is the only place I've put adhesive. Line up your designer series paper on the side, lay it down. We kind of have one shot at this, so take your time. There's a reason I'm kind of taking it nice and slow on the adhesive and not putting everything everywhere. Now, let me flip this over so you can see. Yes, we do have a little excess here, and we want that. So go ahead and make sure that you're not centering this. We do have that little bit hanging off. All right, now we are going to come in. We're going to take this piece right here, and I want to cut it off. Don't worry about being straight. We really just kind of need that excess off so we can work with our circle punch. I've got the 2.5 inch circle punch, and if you don't have this one, the circle framelits should do it as well. I'm going to just fold these kind of up so they kind of get out of my way there. We're going to slide our punch in, and guys, we really just need just a little notch. But see this little excess? There's a reason I left that little excess there, and I didn't cut right on that line. See how I can kind of lift that, and it allows me to kind of, I don't know, can you see what it does? It almost acts as a stopper so I know right where to punch. Pretty nifty, huh? So let's go ahead and give that a punch. Now we've got a nice notch. This is where the tea bags are going to slide out. So now we can go ahead and we can keep putting down our adhesive. So what I'm going to do, since I just have that center section, which is perfect, that's right what I want, let's go ahead and bring this one over. And you can see I'm just going to let the paper fall where it will, right on that crease. We're going to score that. Let's come along with this one right here and bring that over. And then we can give that a nice crease. See, now we don't have to worry about buckling. If I had gone in and scored all of these, guaranteed, this wouldn't have worked. All right, so let's get this last one here. Again, just laying that nice and flat, bringing it over. There we go. Now I do have one more, and that's this piece here. We're just going to give that a nice fold right across that end. And that's what's going to kind of seal up our box. I should say your piece is probably going to be a little bit bigger. Bear with me. I accidentally cut this down to 11.5 because I thought it was going to be too small. So your piece is going to be a little bit bigger there. That is perfectly fine. It's not going to cause a problem at all. All right. So now that we have all our crease lines in there, let's come back in with our fast fuse. And we want to work on this big middle section. We're going to work our way out. So let's get adhesive right here. Bring that back over, give that a press. See this one with the flap? We're going to adhere that one next. And again, we're going to put adhesive here, inside. There we go. All right, our last one. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put adhesive here, and I'm going to put adhesive here because, let me show you what we're going to do. So I'm going to show you before I put adhesive on it. So I'm going to have adhesive right here. Whoops, let's give that the fold. And then you can see with adhesive here on this end, we're going to seal that down and we're going to seal that down. All right, so let me go ahead and do that. So I'm going to put adhesive here and here. Actually, you know what? I guess I don't have to put it on there. I can just do it on the cardstock itself. So again, I'm going to bring this over. I can adhere that down, but I don't have anything, this won't adhere, right? So we're gonna put some adhesive down this end. So actually, I guess when I spoke it, I was actually thinking about the wrong side. Making sure we got that sealed up nicely. Here we go, magic moment. All right, everything looks awesome. See my little opening right there? Isn't it looking so pretty? Okay, now to close up our box, let me give this a little, give it just a little press going the other way so my box doesn't feel all funny. There we go. Awesome. All right. Now we have two large flaps and a thinner flap. I'm going to put in a large flap. I'm going to put in a thinner flap. See, it's short. And then we're going to put this one right on top. So what I want to do is I'm going to put that big one right there. Just a little bit of fast fuse right here. Whoops. Come on, fast fuse. Remember, love-hate relationship. All right, let's bring this one. And I'm just gonna line that up right there. Now I can put adhesive on all three sides here, or four if you can get your fast fuse in there, that works too. We just wanna make sure we're good and adhered. And this one, let's really make sure we're lined up right here because of course this is where things are gonna show. So we want that. Oh, look at my bad shadows. Guess I better close my window. All right, if you need to, you can come in with your bone folder and give that a nice press. There is our tea box. We want to go ahead and fill it with some tea. And guys, the Bigelow, the Twinnings, I believe that, what is it, Tazo, something like that. All of them tend to be about the same size. So that's really nice. You can choose a lot of different types of teas. But I want to point out one thing. When you're purchasing your tea, make sure that it says individually wrapped pouches. That's really important. We don't want a bunch of open tea bags. So again, so I chose tea that matched my designer series paper more than I matched the flavor, but it's a good thing I like English breakfast. So I thought I would go with this one here. There are 20 tea bags in a package. So let's go ahead and fill that right down here. You can see we're just gonna lay it and then they can just pull those right out. All right, there we go, 20 tea bags. I mean, isn't that awesome? It just took one box of tea. I mean, you could give mom this for Mother's Day. Ew, come on, we want to give her something gorgeous. So one box of tea is all you're gonna need to fill it up. Now let's create a little great lid for it. So to create our lid, I have got a piece of just regular cardstock, and I'm choosing Blushing Bride because it went really nice with the tea bags. And it is cut 5.5 by 6. To score our lid, you are going to need a box maker shim. Now in your notes, I've given you the video link and the information that you need to create the shim. Guys, this is a wonderful little tool. This is what's going to make box and lid fit together nice. Otherwise, you have to buckle the box to get it to work. So this little shim, what it does is it's basically going to bump out the cardstock just a little bit so that box and lid live happily ever after. All right, so we're going to score this with the shim in place, making sure that cardstock doesn't go underneath the shim. Let's score it at 1.5 inches. And you're just going to keep rotating again each time, making sure that your cardstock does not go underneath the shim. All right, all 4 sides are scored. Now we're going to do a little cutting. There are some diagrams in the notes that'll help you with this, but basically we are going to come along and we're going to cut along the score lines like so. And then what we're going to do is, because this can be a little bulky, if you will just cut from the inside of this little square to that upper corner. We're just notching it out a little bit. You don't have to cut off a lot, but it's just going to help it to go together a little bit nicer. So as I said, there's a diagram for that, but just from the inside to the outside, and you're going to do that on all 4 squares. So you can see I've notched out all the squares, and just a reminder, the only thing you should be cutting on are those 4 squares in the corner. You should not be cutting here. This is your actual lid right here, these 4 sides. These corners are your tabs. So make sure you're only cutting on those. Now, to put this together, again, tear and tape or fast fuse. I think I'm gonna bring in my my silicone mat just so I make sure I don't get fast fuse everywhere. You can see I'm gonna get that fast fuse on right up here by the score line and then right down here at the bottom. Let's repeat that on all 4 corners. We are simply gonna bring the 2 ends together, making sure you don't overlap. We want it to look nice. So take your time here. We can just bring those, and you can see, just bring those 2 corners together nicely. Let's repeat that on all 4. You want to come in and give all of those a really nice press. Now comes the magic. Let's put the lid here on our box. So nice. Now let's doll it up just a little bit. I decided for my tea box, I wanted to come in with the Love Blossoms embellishment kit. I'm embarrassed to say I had it. I didn't use it for Valentine's Day, but guys, that Blushing Bride ribbon is perfect. So I'm very excited to be able to use this. Now, the amount of ribbon that you have is exactly enough to do 2 boxes. So I'm going to take the ribbon that comes in it, and I'm simply going to cut it in half. All right, now I did go ahead and iron that ribbon because I do want it to look really, really nice. And if you don't have the Love Blossoms embellishment kit, we do have 4 different colors of satin ribbon: white, gold, very vanilla, and a silver, a gray. It's very nice. So any of those would work as well, but I just thought this one looked really, really pretty. Now, this is about 36 inches, so a yard of the ribbon is just right. You can see I actually have some excess, so we'll go ahead and trim that down. That is looking beautiful. Okay, we're going to add a little embellishment here. We're going to come back in with the Love Blossoms embellishment kit, and we have some really cute little things in here, guys. Again, now listen, if you don't have this kit, just get creative. It's time to just have some fun and see what you can come up with. So we have some little gold hearts. I'm going to go ahead and put one of those right here. When you're putting your adhesive on there, just stay within the heart because that is all that will be adhering to the box. So we'll just get some fast fuse on there. Let's adhere that to the front of the box. Ooh, that burst of gold is sure pretty. So to decorate the front, I'm going to use the A Nice Cuppa bundle. This would include the stamp set and the matching framelits. We're going to use this great little teacup right here, and we'll be using the matching framelits as well. Now, I decided I wanted to do a little embossing. Remember, this is a gift, so I want to take it up a notch. I've got a little piece of Blushing Bride cardstock. I'm going to rub it down with the embossing buddy so I don't get any static or have that Versamark or the embossing powder stick to anything I don't want. And look, I've even got a little hair on there. We got to get that off of there. Okay, so I'm going to just ink up my stamp with Versamark. we will come and stamp that onto our cardstock. And now we can just come in and sprinkle that with our clear embossing powder. We can now come in with the heat tool. We're just going to heat set that. Looks beautiful. Now I'm going to come in with my magnetic platform. We are going to adhere the matching framelit. We're going to run that through. And you remember that little piece of mint macaron that we cut off when we were cutting off the end of the box? Let's go ahead and take that scrap, and we're going to take this wonderful little swirly guy, and that's going to go on our teacup. Let's run those through the Big Shot. There we go. Now to adhere this, let me come back in with my silicone mat because I'm about to make a huge mess. I'm going to take Fast Fuse because I've got to get it to stick to that embossing, and that's not easy. So yes, I realize this is going to be a bit of a mess, but trust me, it's worth it. Now we can just kind of come along. I told you it's going to be messy, but we're just going to kind of come along here. You can also use your bone folder or something to do this as well. But we're going to go ahead and adhere this. Oh, boy, that Fast Fuse is strong stuff. We can come in too with our adhesive remover to remove some of the excess. Let's go ahead and add that. Ooh, they're wanting to stick together. We're going to add that right there to our teacup. So yes, any of that excess, I'm just going to come along with my adhesive remover, and it's just going to pull any of that excess off of there. That way, if it's gotten down in any little crevices or gotten kind of awful, see, and it just comes right off. You can just throw those goobers away. So that's a great way to kind of clean that up. To adhere our teacup, I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals just because, and you notice I used a lot. I know it was very heavy on the dimensionals, but again, because this is not just, a simple card that might just sit, it's going to be sitting on a counter or something. So I want to make sure I have plenty on there. We're just going to adhere that to the center there of our heart doily. And I wanted to show you, I did take some of what do we call this? This little string of pearls, these little great things. They were so pretty and I really wanted to incorporate them. I took 8 inches of them. And guys, I simply just loosened the knot on my bow and slid that through and just kind of let that hang off. It just kind of gave it just a little pretty. If you're a little long, again, because, we want to kind of keep them in line there with the bow, just trim off any extra that you have. As I said, I started with about 8 inches. That was a good place to start. So there we go. You guys don't mind a little last minute Lucy, do ya? As I was working with it, I thought, oh, you know what? A little tea bag tag would look so cute. And since it does come in the set, I'm going to use the little tea bag. And remember, I've got plenty of room on that scrap, so let's use it. And then we have a little tea bag framelit. Let's run that through the Big Shot. I'm going to come in with some baker's twine. Again, use whatever you have on hand. We are going to adhere this to the back. And actually, we're going to do that with a Stampin' Dimensional. That makes it so easy to do. And again, it's going to give our tea bag, or tea tag, I should say, a little dimension on there. So let's pull the backing off of that. We're going to adhere that right here on the edge. This right here, I realized that I'd already stuck it down. Honestly, guys, because Connie's a last minute Lucy, I would recommend that you do it a little better than I just did, but hey, it works, right? We'll just stick our little tag right there. Guys, that is all we need. But, I don't know, is this bothering you? I think we need something up here. Let's see what we can do with that lid. I'm thinking we need to incorporate some of these great little wooden accents. They're so pretty. So I'm thinking, what do you think? Maybe about 3 of these? Just to decorate that up. I think I'll go in a row. I think it might look better. And guys, we can adhere that. These go down wonderful with mini glue dots. So let's go ahead and bring those in. Yes, we can just take those, press those onto a glue dot. Do you love how I design as I video? I kind of created the box itself, and then I decided to get a little creative. Wasn't quite sure how I wanted it to look, but I gotta tell you, I am thrilled with how these came out. Now, when I lay these down, I don't want to press them on too hard in case I need to move them around. You guys know that's one of my favorite little tricks, to just gently lay things on so that I have the ability to move, straighten, All of that good stuff. I am happy with that. You know what? I think I am done. I love how that came out. Check it out. They can just come along. The recipient can just pull those teas right out of there. When they want to add more, we'll just slide off the ribbon, slide off the lid. They can add more to the box as they need. So this is going to be a gift that they're just going to be able to keep on using. Guys, I hope that you liked that one. I am so excited to give this little tea box as a gift. It is just such a sweet, sweet gift. And you know, you could, with all of our designer series paper, oh my heavens, you can go crazy. You could make this a little funky and fun. You could go whimsical. You could go elegant. You can really go any which way, because you know what? Tea drinkers aren't just little sippy kind of tea drinkers. Sometimes you might have somebody who likes their tea but wants something a little more fun in their kitchen. So guys, I hope that you enjoy the project. Thank you so much for being a part of the Let's Get Creative series. Thank you so much for your dedication to use the hostess code each month. I truly appreciate that. Guys, have a fabulous April, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.